Hello everyone, my name is Adi. I'm an intermediate over-the-board chess player with a provisional rating of 1400. In this series, I'm starting a challenge climbing to 2200 in rapid games on chess.com. I'm playing bed as white, and against 1e4 I'm going for the accelerated dragon, and against 1d4 I'm going for the 1f4 setup. So this is day 12. I've lost my last 4 games, 3 in the Sicilian and 1 against the bed. My losses are not because of the opening, it's because of something tactical, errors of bad visualization, miscalculations, and just blundering. And major factor is the time trouble in my game. So hopefully I'm able to, fix those as I progress in this rating climb. So let me go grab a game. I have less than 1 hour to play the games, 1 hour 20 minutes, I guess. So I'm starting a new game now. Why is it not starting? What's wrong? Oh. Probably I should just refresh the page. Maybe. So let's say new game. So I'm playing white against the 1400. So we're starting with 1f4 anyways. Because why? Why not? In my last 4 games, I've lost the 0-4, and I've lost in the bed once in the last 4 streak. So d4, one of the. So we're playing Radha, and we go with the e3 setup. If they play a6, probably we just go with b3, and well, we can play h5, h3 I meant. If they take, we take back with the queen, and there's all these options of bishop b5 along the 9. So we take back with the queen. So I think this is all theory at this point. Yeah. Well, I genuinely don't know what that does. So if they take, they can't take back. So they take with the a6. So I think this blunders a pawn. I just want to confirm if it does. So f is 5. They want to play a6, and we can probably drop back, I guess. No, f e5 I take. And can I hold on to this pawn? So okay, let me just calm down. So after f e5, they can't take back because the knight is pinned. They want to play a6, and if a6, if I take on c6, and after knight c6, maybe they attack this pawn. And do I have d4? No, d4 can't work because I think d4 works. No, d4 doesn't work because the knight can take on d4, which I'm thinking. So well, maybe d4 works in that line. And how do I defend the pawn on e5? How do I defend the pawn on e5? Because I'm very sure that's a free pawn and I have to defend it. Okay. I can play something like knight c3, and if they take back with the knight, I take on d5, queen takes, and after knight takes d5, the pawn on c7 is hanging. So f e5 is a6, and after bishop takes c6, they want to play this, and if they do play that, I can play knight c3. Yes, and if knight c3, if they push d4, okay, maybe I just take. So let me just take on e5 here. Yeah, so I don't want to draw back with the bishop because then we give back the pawn. So what I would just do is take the knight. I mean, I can still defend the knight with something like queen g3, I guess. But I feel queen g3 is quite slow. If knight c3 and they play something like this, check. Well, I don't think that doesn't look quite good to me. So I'll just play knight c3, defending the pawn. So I take, and they take back with the queen, and after knight takes d5, this is hanging. Maybe they want to castle. So if they castle, I castle here as well. Or do I just play d4? If d4, the knight comes to c4. Okay. Maybe there's something else. So do I have, so I'm trying to follow a few checks, threat, and captures. So do I have any check in this position? No. The only check I have is on f7, and that leaves my queen hanging. Do I have captures? Yes. I can capture with the queen or with the knight. If I capture with the knight, my queen is hanging with a check. So if I capture with the queen, this forces the trade of queens off the board, or I take on b7. Do I have any threat? No. If only my rook was here, then I would have had a threat of probably lining up this king and have a checkmate. So I'll just take. I'm already down to like 3 minutes now, so I need to speed up a little bit. So this check, which I'm sure existed. So after king, let's say I have 3 options: to go here, to go here, to go here. So king e2, king d1, and king f1. So if king d2, king d2, queen g3, defending this. If I take on b7, so if I play king e2, there's queen h5 check, and after g5, if the knight takes, then I take the queen. King f1 allows queen f6 check, and that forces me to defend again. Then I'll have to like come to e2 eventually. And if king d1, so what I'm thinking is that yeah, for king f1, after queen f6, I have to come to e2 or play king g2, I guess. And after king g2, no, king g1 I meant. So what I'm saying is, let me put it on the board: queen f7, king f1, queen f6 check, then I come to g1, but then black castles out of the position. But if I play queen e2, if I play king e2, trying to step up, there's no check and there's no threat, and there's no idea of sacrificing this knight for the rook here. So I probably just play something like that. And king d1 also, I want to play king e2 so that I can safely bring my other knights, my other pieces into the game. And if king e2, the only check is on h5, and after g4 attacks the queen has to move again, maybe to something like okay, so yeah, let me just proceed with that. So king e2, yeah, I mean, I'm threatening to capture the knight on e5, so they defended that as well. I can play queen e5 now to trade, right? I can capture on b7. If I capture on b7, what are the threats in the position? The castle. If the castle, that protects the knight, and after d4, and I think that quickly brings everything into the game. So if I take on b7, the castle, and something like yeah, so d4, I just help them move the knight. Maybe knight come back here, then they protect this pawn. So if rook f1, the castle, then I take on b7. Well, rook f1, if they give a check on so let me say rook f1 and they give a check on h5. If I play g4 and this pawn on h3 is hanging, so why not take on b7? What's the drawback of taking on b7? There's no light square to attack our king. I think ideas like knight coming to g4, if knight g4 now, I can't take hg4 because the rook on the h file is hanging. So I'll probably just take, if knight g4, then I take on a. So let me just take. So which I think they should, which they did. So they probably want to play something like f4 and, you know, try to mate us. Now I need to bring my pieces into the game. Maybe d4. So what are my options here? So they are down 2 pawns with a very much safe king. So if queen e5 to trade, what is the drawback of that? They probably avoid the trade as well. So I'll play, I'm making too many moves with my queen, but I want to bring my queen into the game. So queen e5. I mean, I have to play something like b3 next now to just get my pieces into the game. Maybe b3, but how do I further develop with b3? Then I'm down to 6 minutes again on the time. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the clock. What am I doing? I'm already down to 6 minutes. I'm already down to 6 minutes. And this is how I get into time trouble and not be able to like convert my winning position almost every time. So if this now, if they take with the knight, I think that's just pretty much it. So they don't want to take. So g4, and they just come back here, I guess. And after d4, I think d4, I'm just weakening my king. But I can't play this, and I can't go back. If I go back, I don't think going back is like the optimal solution. So let me just play g4. So g4, d4, yes. I mean this is a pretty interesting game. So after b3, the knight has to move again, I guess, and it can't come to b2 for sure. And so what is attacked? Do I have any check? The only check I had. So this is the only check I have, and after queen takes, then I lose my queen. So if do I have any capture? Yeah, I have a capture on a8, but after rook a8, I lose my queen again. Do I have any threat? Yes, I can try to push to capture this knight by playing b3, and he has to go back again. So b3, he can't come to b2 because that is attacked. And what again? So b3 allows me to play bishop d2, connecting my rook and bringing my rook into the game. So let me just, so after b3, how does the position change? So b3, this pawn is defended by the rook and the knight. This pawn is defended by the queen. Then I can safely develop my pieces into the game without being captured. So I'll just play b3. I mean, there's ideas of rook e8 now. Well, if rook e8 and I play something like queen f3, I guess. If queen f3, the knight has to move eventually, so I'll just play queen f3. Defending this twice. I mean, that's probably black only option. So if I take, what is their plan? So take. Okay. Wow. So if king d3, if bishop takes, king takes, no, I don't like something like that. Well, I think king d3 has to be one of the only move I have to play. If king d3, there's no check, for sure. So if they take, I take back, and they, so king d3 has to be played because then I don't lose this knight. So king d3. I can play bishop f1 now. Wow. Well, I think my opponent is trying to flag me on time because they know I'm very low on time. So that's one of their best weapon is to use the clock. So they want to double up. So after playing something like this, then they lose either one of these two. Either they lose the rook or they lose the bishop. Yeah, I think knight d5 was pretty good, and I think a lot of stuff is hanging with knight d5. I mean, there's no check, which I'm pretty sure there's no check on my king. I mean, their only way is to like give up the bishop or give up the rook. But they can decide to save the bishop, then I have a choice of attacking. What do I mean? So if they save the bishop, I take the rook, and if the queen takes, I have queen e4. I mean, if I'm able to trade one of those rook, it does look like a very we're already winning with +4, but then excuse me. Yeah, I just think my opponent is trying to flag me because I'm in time trouble already. So okay, so they take. So if I take back with the queen, they have to for sure save. So let me take back with the queen. Is there any check against me if I take back with the queen? There's no check. Okay, so if I line up the rook now, if rook here, so I have to play, what is my move? Do I just play c4? Where I do want to develop this rook and bring it to the game. Okay, so they have decided to come heavily into the game. So what is my move here? Can I start with something like g4? Okay, maybe I should start getting my piece. So let me just play c4. I mean, there are all sort of ideas of taking, and there's no check. If they play something like this pawn is defended. And if we are able to double up, then we can just force the trade. h5, I can play h5 now. So this I saw with check, the king move, then I just take. So if this check, bishop takes. So after 97, if bishop takes, queen takes, then they want to continue to avoid the trade of the queens. But if the king move, then I take on c6. If they move the king, I take on c6. So take for sure. I mean, they can continue to avoid the trade of the queen. So they avoided the trade again, which is pretty much all right. So let's say I'm down to 2 minutes again. What am I doing? This is completely winning, but what am I doing? So they can take here. So after rook here, if they take, then I play f7. Then they take with the check. So I want to play rook f1. If queen takes a2, queen takes a2, rook takes f7. If queen takes b3, do I have king e4? If king e4, queen c2 check. After king f4, yeah, so let me just defend this pawn. Yeah, I'm getting low on time again. I think I can safely play something like rook f1 now. And if you play something like queen b6, I can just calmly play king c2. No, I think I can play king c2. Yeah. King c2 can be played. Well, if queen b6 now, I just play b4. So with b4, this can be taken because it is protected. Yes. So if I play b5, after cb5, they can't take. So this. I mean, my king is in the center, which looks very much scary. So after this, then I can play something like h5. So they want to give a check here. So this stops any check. Yeah. I mean, I can open up the position with h4, h5 now. I'm down to 1 minute again, but I think this is just completely winning, and I don't want to mess this up. Maybe I can start pushing. So threatening this. Yeah, I'm not really scared of this, honestly. Okay. Okay. So I just want to be careful and not mess anything up. So if queen e2, I don't think there's any check. Yeah, there's a check here. Yeah, there's a check there. Yeah, I'm starting to allow checks now, which is pretty bad. Yeah, they can't take this. If they give a check now, yeah, so if I block here, if they take it, then I play this, then they go back, right? So if I block now, if queen here, I'm getting low on time. This is bad. I'm starting to lose the plot of the game. I'm starting to lose this now. Yeah, I think this is winning if I just push. Yeah. And there's ideas of playing rook e7 now. Just takes. Yeah. If the queen move, then I play rook e7. I mean, kudos to them for finding series of good move. So they want to give a check here, which I don't mind. So how do I defend on that for that check? How do I defend? So if king c1, so king d1, right? Yeah, I don't want to lose this game. Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, I think I'm messing this up now. Yeah, I think I'm messing this up. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? So if king d1, I mean, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I think my last 5 moves have just all been mistakes, and I'm down to 49 seconds. So this, if they don't trade, I have threat of checkmate, so they have to trade for sure. And I think there's no way to save the queen now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I finally found a solution to my problem. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I found a solution to my problem. Yeah, I think this is a very beautiful find. Yeah, so they have to trade now. Yeah, beautiful. This is nice. So if this check. Oh, really? Check. Oh, wow. Oh, did I mess this up? If king c here. Wow. I swear, I'm the worst. I'm the worst intermediate chess player on earth. Did I mess this? How did I mess this up? How did I mess this up? Oh my days. I just started messing this up. Wow. Wow. D4 was a mistake. What should I have played? Queen f5. Oh wow. And from blundering, yeah, I play this check. Bishop takes, I take. Rook hf1. So I just want to check this. There's just queen takes f7, and if this take, there's just this take. Oh my days. Queen b7, queen g2, queen g3 check, queen f3, they take. Then I just have rook e8. Oh. Here, rook b1. Like, I don't know why I stepped back. I step back here. Queen here, take. There's just queen d6. No. Queen d6. And if this check, this is what I was very afraid of. King c3. And if this, oh, wow. So I played this, and queen b3 was a blunder. What should I have played? King c1. And after a4, King E1 check, King D2 check. Then I just made a final. Oh my days. So my only option was to lose. And after this check, King C1, and there's just Queen D2 checkmate. I think there's no way I can ever improve if I'm getting to 51 seconds on the clock. I don't see a way for me to improve, because I'm sorry this analysis is short, because I played a very reasonable game up until like when I started blundering the game away. King C3, and I was so like confused that there's no check with the rook here. And after this A3 check, this C5 check, no, C5 check, Queen C4, and if this check, King C2, and I get the same construction again. Queen A7, there's just rook takes F7. If king takes, D4 check, king H6. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this game. I have no idea what I just played in this game, honestly. I just played something so bad, something extremely bad. I don't know why I allowed myself to get low on time. There's just no explanation for this bad game, honestly. But I still have to upload it anyway, because I'm committed to this journey of improvement and climbing up the rating ladder. And this is just a very, very painful loss. I don't have any logical reason for why I should have lost in like +7. This is just... this is just a very, very bad game, honestly. I have no conclusion for why it's this bad. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.